want to be healthy, I want to be fit, I want to be strong, I want to be lean, I want to be energetic, I want to live my life to the max. Woohoo! I want to versus I do. How many people want to be weak, frail, fat, unenergetic, unable to do all the things that they want to do? And I hope the answer is nobody, particularly if you're a teacher, a parent, a coach, a boss, a leader. Wouldn't it be ridiculous to say, I want to be fat, I want to be weak, I want to be frail, I want to have no energy? But the reverse of that is that you are healthy, fit, strong, lean and energetic, and you can go and do all the things that you want to do. Surely that's the only way to live. So how do you do that? And I bang on about this every single day. My whole life has been about how do you get fit and strong fast, safely and effectively. What's the best way to, and not even exercise, because I think a lot of people confuse exercise with activity. So they go for a walk or they go for a slow bike ride or they go to the gym for an hour and wander around and say, yes, I've done some exercise today. And as I always share, I think that those things could actually be making us fatter as a human race. Because if you go to the gym for an hour, or you go for a walk for an hour, or you ride your bike slowly for an hour, particularly where I live, there's a lot of people that ride around on electric bikes. Oh, we've been riding all day on the electric bike. Really? That's not exercise now, that's just activity. So the reverse of that is, how do I get fit and how do I get strong so that I can do all the things that I want to do? And particularly as a woman, and I can only look at it from a woman's perspective, a lot of women share with me that they want to be lean, they want to be fit, they want to fit into their clothes, they want to have a stack of energy, they don't want to have a challenge with menopause or pregnancy or periods or emotions or weight gain or all the things that women tend to complain about. But when there's a solution, which that's where a lot of arguments with men and women start, is a woman has a problem, a man wants to provide the solution. But I am a woman and I have the solution, and it's not me, it's not Rowie's special magic thing, it's how the human body works. When you're really fit and when you're really strong, everything works better. So when somebody complains to me about being fat, being weak, being frail, having no energy, not being able to do the things that you want to do, having challenges with menopause or pregnancy or periods, my question is always, how fit are you and how strong are you? And is it possible that if you got the fittest you could possibly be and the strongest you could possibly be, that the challenges that you're having emotionally and physically would either disappear completely, or you are at less risk of ever having them? Or if you really want a solution, then either do them, but if you don't do them, accept the consequences of not doing them. So of course, if you eat crappy food and you don't do any activity, any exercise, and when I say activity, I'm very careful with that, because I really do think that doing long, slow distance exercise has made the world fatter. Because if you go for an hour of exercise, now you feel like you've done something because you've been out for an hour, but you haven't really done very much at all, because you didn't burn many calories, you didn't change the chemical reactions and responses in your body. To overload your body and to get fit and strong, you've got to go at 100% effort. You've got to puff at 100% effort, you've got to lift at 100% effort, which is only really short, and then you get a change in your body. So if you want to be able to say, I'm fit, strong, healthy, lean, energetic, I love my life and I can go and do all the things that I want to do, is it possible that you have to apply the best stimulus possible to make that happen? If you don't apply that stimulus of 10-second high-intensity bursts of activity, at high-intense 100% effort activity, if you don't lift heavy so that you are strong, muscles, bones, ligaments, tendons, joints, brain, mentally tough, then you have to accept the consequences that you will be fat, weak, diseased, frail, depressed, all the horrible things that happen if you don't look after yourself. So there's the great question, will you or won't you? If you want to, then you have to apply the right stimulus. And there's another great question, which is what I always ask people who tell me I have to go to the gym for an hour, or I have to do a class for an hour, or I have to run for 30 minutes, or I have to go for an hour's walk. What if you don't have time to do that? And that's the biggest excuse that people make for exercise. I don't have time. But what is the shortest amount of time you can get the fittest? What's the least amount of activity you have to do? And I don't want to call it exercise. It's high intense bursts of activity at 100% effort, several times throughout the day to get puffed so that you feel good all the time. And a couple of times during the week, at the absolute most, if not once a week, lift something really heavy, as many times as you possibly can in the phosphate system, which is 10 seconds, which is about 5, 6, 7 repetitions at the absolute most. And then you don't have to say, I want to be, but I'm not. You don't have to say, what if I could be fit and strong, but I'm not. You could actually be fit and strong. No excuses. If you make excuses, then you have to accept the consequences. And sadly, but the reality is, if you're not fit and you're not strong, you are very likely to be fat, weak, diseased, frail. If you're not fat, you're very likely to have osteoporosis, bone thinning disease. You see old people who don't do anything and they're bent over. Even if they're not fat, they're bent over and skinny and frail and they can't do anything. Well, strong muscles and bones will fix all of that. So I'm the person, I hate excuses and I just refuse to make them. So if something's going on wrong with my life or something's not working, I don't say, oh, it's somebody else's fault. I always say, what do I need to do to fix it? If I'm fat, I need to get puffed, lift heavy, get fit, get strong, and turn my body into a fat-burning machine. If I don't feel good, I've got to get puffed, lift heavy to turn my brain, chemically turn my brain on so it wants to be happy. Because obviously the opposite to depressed is happy, and I don't want to be depressed, I want to be happy. It's very simple. Every part of your life, and these are the things that I talk about every day. If you want to be healthy, fit, and strong, you've got to get fit. You've got to get fit and strong. You've got to get puffed, you've got to lift heavy. If you want to have a career or business that you love, you've got to get out of your lousy, stinking, rotten job and create a business or a career that you love. If you want to be financially free, that's the easy one. Spend less than you earn and invest the rest wisely. And if you want to have great people in your life, you get rid of the horrible ones. There's no excuses. Just do what you need to do. And if you don't do what you need to do, then you have to accept the consequences. So very simply, if you don't do any exercise, you eat crappy food, you'll be weak, frail, fat, diseased. If you have a lousy, stinking, rotten job, you'll probably be unhappy and depressed, and you probably won't have much money. Because how do you enjoy earning money when you're doing something that you don't like doing? Reverse of that, if you love what you do, is it more likely that you'll be good at it? If you've got a healthy brain from being healthy, fit, and strong, is it possible that you will now invest your money wisely to be financially free? And is it possible that if you have strong self-esteem and strong self-confidence, you're more likely to have great people in your life or get rid of the horrible, stinking, lousy, negative ones? So I'm an anti-excuse maker. How about you? And if you are a boss, a teacher, a coach, a leader, if you just want to be a great person, wouldn't it be a great idea to get rid of the excuses? And how about this? Live your life to the max. Super duper doo, how are you? Living my life to the max. Woohoo!